Hi there, welcome to Ilone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Scorpio energy, and we're going to look at it from a couple perspectives because everybody has free will. Some people harness high vibe Scorpio energy, some people harness a more worldly focused Scorpio energy, and some people harness a much more shadowy Scorpio energy. You might be a Scorpio, you might be cross-watching for a Scorpio. We all do harness some Scorpio energy. Just like we harness traits and characteristics of all the other zodiac signs. And the joy of life, if you get into the game of life, is to listen to your intuition about deciphering who's who. Which is kind of funny here with the Hermit, the Five of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. It's like, who are the people in my life and in my past who I might be sad that a relationship didn't work out with them, but which people in their Seven of Cups Scorpio energy were just creating an illusion. It really wasn't, that operated from ego, that moved forward in ego, who reject being a high vibe Aries energy of the Emperor, who don't really want to make decisions that are best for everyone involved. They kind of align with their more worldly, immature nature. And they like to move forward more in their emotionally defensive nature, or kind of feel powerful by trying to manipulate and control other people. High vibe people have no interest in trying to manipulate and control other people. I mean, it's unjust, it's unkind, it's unloving. Why would you try to emotionally manipulate people? But people who haven't done the work within themselves to love and believe in themselves, to have filled their own cup, to have a cup that's overflowing, that they freely give to other people. They're loving and kind and nurturing and supportive. Well, if they haven't learned to do that within themselves, they probably don't feel very empowered within themselves, because their fear or their insecurity or their competitiveness or their envy or their jealousy or their immature, indulgent nature is running their life, and they don't feel empowered within themselves. And so, in order to feel powerful, they try to manipulate and control other people. And if you've ever watched videos or stuff on narcissists, it's kind of like, who can I get the biggest supply off of? The people you can get the biggest supply and boost off of probably would be people who are loving and nurturing and supportive, and cause them confusion and cause them pain and heartbreak. And it's almost like they sit back there saying, oh my gosh, look what I did. I didn't make a decision that was best. I didn't act with character and integrity. I wasn't bold and brave and confident. I decided to invest in moving forward in my more manipulative, defensive, immature way of being. And it really confused the loving people in my life. And they're probably sad and emotionally confused by what I did. And that's how they feel powerful. It's like as if they're binoculars, like, oh my gosh, are they over there sad and confused? Oh my gosh, I feel so powerful. That's like the devil thinking they're God. And our job with dealing with negative people in the world who didn't choose to make a decision to grow and mature themselves and invest in moving forward with people who harness this energy in a high vibe way, they could have decided to get out of it being all about themselves. And they could have decided, you know what? I am willing to listen to my intuition, to be more bold and brave and confident in my life instead of like competitive and manipulative. And I'm going to two cards of listening to the divine and listening to my intuition to guide me. Instead of my ego, instead of my fear, instead of my want to feel powerful in a way that doesn't last. Because the thing is, when people are manipulative and prideful and bossy and controlling and all this thing of trying to feel empowered, it's codependent. It's codependent on other people outside of them. So that's not true empowerment. It only lasts as long as the people that they're trying to manipulate and control are sad and confused. And when those people have gone within to gain insight and wisdom about these people, to deal with the fact that why were those people hurtful? Why were those people unkind? Why were those people emotionally defensive? Why were they selfish or greedy or bossy or controlling? And it's confusing. But in their high vibe Virgo energy, they go within to gain insight and understanding about people who are like that. People who they thought would be just and fair and loving and blah, blah, blah. And they see that they're not who they thought they were. And they realize that they're people they don't want to be in. Because we go from the 5 of Cups to the 7 of Cups. You know, some people in the 5 of Cups can be sad about a relationship that happened in the past that didn't work out. And they're kind of wondering in the 2 of Cups, you know, is this someone I can still work with in a relationship? And some people right now are taking those 2 of Cups to give to themselves, that I can't keep aligning with those people in my life or investing in those people. Just like it doesn't work out well for us to align with our own shadowy nature when we indulge in our more immature, selfish, greedy, prideful, emotionally defensive, self-centered, egotistical nature. It's probably not going to work out well in our life, and we're probably going to be left in regret and emotionally confused, kind of like, why didn't that work out? Well, maybe because I was being immature, and maybe I didn't want to grow up and mature myself, and maybe I haven't learned to love myself, so I was acting out of pride and ego and fear and insecurity, and we wonder why those relationships don't work out. Because we're meant to learn to love and believe in ourselves and invest in getting out of our shadowy ego nature and invest in harnessing high vibe Leo energy. High vibe Leo energy is also represented by the sun. You know, that it's not to be codependent on other people. Well, you're supposed to love me. I'm sad. I'm emotionally confused. Can't I go get in a relationship with someone and it makes it all better? You know, other people can only provide love and encouragement to us. We have to do the work to love ourselves and get out of our past pain and heartbreak and our emotional confusion to see the truth that life is. You know, Virgo goes within to see the truth. The truth sets you free, that you can see all the emotional possibilities ahead of you. You've dealt with your emotional confusion about the past, people in your life who are immature, people who are manipulative or prideful or egotistical or, you know, just had their own issues, and you free yourself from all of it. You know, I wish you all peace. I'm going to go live my life. And I see the truth that anybody I was in relationship with had the free will choice to be open and loving and warm and nurturing and supportive, and they maybe didn't do it for their own reasons and their own childhood and their own issues and blah, 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 blah. I offer you peace and love. I'm moving on. I'm not going to give up on my dreams. And I'm going to invest going with the flow, listening to my intuition, balancing out my strong emotions. And if I know that there's people in my past who might want to invest in me, but they were previously people, or I know that they're people who hide the fact that they're more about their wants, their needs, their lust, their greed, their pride, their ego, their image, and it's more about them than working together with people cooperatively, and they're more aligned with their worldly nature and making their life about either being indulged in the world or making their life more about money and materialism and status and image instead of moving forward, freeing themselves from that and being more authentic and vulnerable and loving in the world, then yeah, I'm going to move away from them. Because I can't have my dreams come into reality with someone who's attached to the world. I can't have my dreams come into reality with someone who's immature, hasn't grown and matured themselves. I can't have my dreams come into reality with someone who hides the fact that they're maybe bossy and controlling and self-centered and all that stuff. If they've already shown me the truth of who they are, or I did the work after I moved away from them to see through the illusion of who I thought they were, to see the truth of who they are. And I see the truth that, when they're emotionally confused and instead of dealing with it, they decide to hide from it and operate and invest in ego. When we're in relationships with people and we're going through difficult times, we can either invest in going with the flow and listening to our intuition and balancing out our own strong emotions and feelings and fears and insecurities and going within to deal with our own issues so we're not bringing our issues to the table, maintaining our balance so that we can keep being nurturing and loving and warm and encouraging. And we do that work within ourselves so we can, know that I'm not going to take action out of ego or emotional defensiveness or pride or whatever, And then we invest in the people in our life to try to love and encourage them to love and believe in themselves, to deal with their issues. And then it gets to be, what are they going to invest in? We've done the work within ourselves. What are they going to invest in? And right now, you could have some people in your life who are going to invest in listening to their intuition, who are also going to balance out their strong emotions, to go within, to deal with some of their past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs, to believe in their dreams again. And that's what you would be encouraging people to do in the world and in your life. You're not trying to manipulate and control people and tempt people to be in relationship with you out of their fear and their insecurity and their codependency. What about the other people in the world? They are trying to tempt people. I'm hiding that I'm trying to control you. I'm trying to tempt you with the things of the world that I have. If it's money, if it's sex, if it's status or image or indulgence, whatever. I'm trying to tempt you into being in your ego and not to do the work within to gain insight and wisdom about your own fears and your own insecurities and your own self-limiting beliefs, because I don't want you to become all that you can be, because if you do that, you won't indulge me in a relationship. And I might want to be in a relationship with you because of my own ego and image and want for stability or security or whatever. Or if you're just a loving, nurturing, supportive person, I want you to indulge me in a relationship, and you won't keep indulging me in a relationship if you see through the illusion of who I am, that I try to manipulate and control you. So maybe that's what's going on in Scorpio energy right now. There's the people in the world that are trying to offer resources to people to love and believe in themselves, to balance out their strong emotions, to go within, to deal with their pain and heartbreak and emotional confusion so they can be free from it. To be free from it. You know, people are in mental conflict. The Six of Swords in high vibe is seeing the truth of why you have mental conflict, and in truth and love, distancing yourself from people who try to tempt you to align with your fear and your insecurity and your pride and your ego. Loving people are trying to get people to be illuminated to the truth, to love themselves, their own inner child nature enough to choose love. You know, we can have feelings for people and be emotionally attached to people, but if people are being manipulative and immature and trying to instill fear and insecurity and emotional confusion within us, it's because they don't want us to see the truth. If people really love us, they wouldn't try to instill fear and insecurity within us and emotional confusion. They'd encourage us to listen to our intuition, to maintain balance within ourselves, to move forward in our life, and, you know, pay attention to the details of the people that we get in relationship with. Are they people who are trying to manipulate and control us? Are they people who have gained insight and wisdom from their past life experience, that they've dealt with their issues of the past, that they're ready to move forward in life and believe in their dreams and have new beginnings? Some of the people right now that are trying to manipulate and control people are trying to stop them from their divine inheritance and having relationships with people who are loving and nurturing and supportive, who treat them the way they treat other people. The shadowy people don't want you to go get in a relationship with someone who's just like you. You know, if you're a loving, encouraging, supportive, balanced person who isn't petty and envious and jealous and manipulative, you deserve to be in relationships with people who are like that. But you're no longer going to indulge the people in your life that might want to be in a relationship with you because of the way you are, but they don't want to be that way with you. So they try to instill fear and insecurity and do all these things to cause you to be in regret, so that you don't love and believe in yourself, that you won't move forward and believe in love, and that you'll keep kind of indulging this person in a relationship. And you'll be your loving, nurturing, encouraging, supportive person to someone who's not being very loving and kind, who's trying to stop you from loving and believing in yourself, so that you settle for them for less than you deserve. And because some of the people that you had been in relationship with were like that, and you moved on, some of those people do not want to see the truth, that the reason you moved on is because they did these immature, manipulative ways of being. And they turn their back on dealing with it, and they think, no, I just need to go find someone else to go get in a relationship. I'm not going to make any better decisions in my life. I reject tempering my ego I'm going to keep investing in my emotionally egoic way of being and turn my back on dealing with the truth. I still have a lot of mental conflict, but I'm going to keep moving forward in my ego and my more immature way of thinking, logic, and reasoning. And I know what? I should go get in a new relationship. That'll make it look like, it wasn't me why that relationship ended. Look at me. I went and got in a new relationship. I'll go offer my things to other people in the world who might had to move forward in life, who might be sad and confused about things that have happened in their life, and I'll try to get that person, instead of them healing, I'll try to get them to focus on me and tempt them with the things of the world or sex or whatever to get in a relationship with me. And instead of them dealing with their past pain and heartbreak and moving on, loving and believing in themselves, I'll try to get them to be the next person I trap into being in a relationship with me, and hide the fact that I'm someone who's caused a lot of regret in relationships, but I'll just try to create an illusion about why that relationship didn't work out and why those people moved on and why I'm moving on. And we'll just do it all over again. So, people who have chosen to be more prideful, egotistical, immature, indulgent, all about themselves in a relationship, odds are they're not going to change and they're going to keep repeating the same pattern with the next relationship that they were in. So count yourself lucky if you've moved on. Some of you could have moved on and you want to be in a loving relationship. There might be someone else, not this really shadowy person that you moved on from, but there might be someone else in your life who, when you kind of went and got in this shadowy relationship, you had lessons to learn, and there might have been other people that you could have gotten in a relationship with that you didn't, or you ended a relationship with them and you went and got in this more shadowy relationship. And now that you've learned some harsh lessons in life and you might be looking back to someone from your past that you viewed as someone who, well, the whole thing is you could have viewed them as being someone who was more authentic and warm and loving and that you felt was going to be that way. You could have reached out to them. Those people could be looking back to you to see if they really think you have grown and matured yourself. And if they have, some of them might communicate with you that if they moved on and got in a new relationship that, because you weren't on the same page and they found someone who was, they might be in a new relationship and it's a very loving, warm relationship. They found someone who was on the same page as them after you weren't in a relationship with them, and they might have moved on, and you've just got to also deal with that. And it's like, okay, well, God's got a plan for my life. Apparently, that wasn't the person either, and, you got to deal with that. Other people, you might have reached out to someone saying, I've worked through all my emotional confusion of the past and why I kind of picked these people versus these people in my life. And I've kind of been illuminated to the truth. I would think you were someone who was aligned with the truth back when I still hadn't learned to love and believe in myself. And some of those people might look back at you, and some of those people see that you've been illuminated to the truth, that you are ready to move forward in the energy of love, and they are willing to move forward with you. So, it's just to be in that energy of right now, you might kind of be waiting to see if, probably not the shadowy people, because, they're probably quite prideful and egotistical and they just came in your life to teach you a lesson. But there could have been other people that you didn't get in a relationship with, like I say, or that it was a balanced relationship. It was just and fair and open and loving, but you were not ready for that because you still had to deal with some of your issues. So you got in a relationship with someone who represented those issues for you in the world. And now you have learned to love and believe in yourself. And you might, but you've been maybe doing this work within yourself. You're going to move forward no matter what. And if people are coming with you, they can come with you. If they don't, then okay, then either you got in your own loving relationship, I wish you peace, or, maybe you weren't really who I thought you were, and maybe you're kind of being manipulated and whatever, and you have your own things to learn. So I wish you peace. I need to be in a relationship with someone who's on the same page as I am at this point in time in my life. And again, as you move forward, you could have different people as you're moving forward communicate with you that they want to be in a relationship with you. And you're going to have to listen to your intuition to illuminate the truth. Do they want to be in a relationship with you because, whoever they had been exchanging resources with, it ended, and now they look at you as someone who's shining bright, and they want to have a transactional relationship with you? And it's like, no, I'm not doing transactional relationships. I want to be in relationships with people who no longer think it's just and fair to repeat patterns of the past and be in transactional relationships. I want to be in relationships with people who know that to be loving is a free will choice, and they've reconciled themselves with the past, and they're willing to operate with people from a place of love and move forward in life into unknown territory where we're not. Oops, I got an alarm on the phone. Where we're not repeating patterns of the past, where we're willing to be bold and brave and confident and listen to our intuition, to invest in believing in our dreams. And you're going to have to decipher which are the people that just want to maybe be in a relationship because they want to stop you from being in the relationships you deserve to be in, and they want you to indulge them, and they don't want you to get the justice you deserve. And which people want to be in transactional relationships who think, want you to repeat a pattern instead of getting the justice you deserve. Repeat a pattern where, you're in relationships with people who are emotionally manipulating you, offering you the things of the world and not love. And which people are being open and honest and sharing with you the insight and wisdoms that they've gained in life. And you're sharing with them the insight and wisdom you've gained in life. And together you're moving forward, both not in your ego and your emotionally defensive nature, but people who've humbled themselves and realized that we all had lessons to learn in life. And you've learned some of those lessons, and you're ready to take those lessons forward with you, listening to your intuition to guide you, having hope and faith and belief in your dreams instead of your fear and your insecurity and your pride and your ego to guide you. And as some of you are moving forward, there are some people that are hiding that they regret that they didn't move forward with you, but because you could have seen that they're kind of immature in love, they decided to stop exchanging resources with you in a relationship because they do think it's just and fair to repeat these patterns, and their comfort zone might be to be more emotionally manipulative in a relationship, or get in relationships with people they can emotionally manipulate, or they are emotionally manipulated by people who offer them to indulge them somehow in the world. And they have a lot of growing up to do. But they could be hiding that they're in regret, that they kind of got caught up in the illusions of the world, or their ego, or their fear, or their lust, or their greed. But they're probably not willing to speak the truth about it. And so everybody's just got to move on, you know? So that's where we're at, Scorpio. I wish you peace, love, and joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.